clubs is this. Many times they don't want to be there. It's a job for them, pure and simple. And unfortunately, that job is to deceive you, the customer, into thinking that that girl likes you. And what your stupid man brain is going to go and do for itself, because it's evolutionary brain chemistry, it's going to say, oh, but I'm different. That's what's going on here. Normally, she does this little act and she does her dance to, like, save a horse, ride a cowboy, and gives a wink. But when it's now me, she's into me. This could go somewhere. Yeah, I better keep doling them out.
And it's not just because I brought 20s tonight, you know?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with it. It's $2 bill night. She just likes me. That's all that's going on here. So I hate that. I hate that they're literally lying. You're paying a woman to lie to you. That's not what I'm looking for at all. And it is so hard to pull a stripper out of a strip club and fuck her. I have seen it done, but I don't think I've ever done it the same night. I think it took me like work, like texting and stuff like that to like get her later on. But like I've seen my cousin take one right out of the strip club and fuck her, which was very impressive to me. I didn't even think that was possible. Like, but I hate it. I hate this fake fantasy where you pretend that you're spending your money too. I don't like that. I know that another like weird, I won't call it weird, but another fetish is called financial domination. And that is when you're a pay pig for a woman. And basically she says, what are you doing sitting over there with your little baby dick that can't get hard? All you're good for is paying for me to go have fun. Give me my money, bitch.
How do I find a gay guy with that fetish?
Right? Yeah.
Because I will pretend and do whatever, and I'll be like, "Hey, you're a real limp dick asshole. You know it. Yeah, how about you throw a 50 this way, dick?
Come on.
Or whatever it would be."
I really think I'd be good at that. Yeah, like, look at that tiny little hairless penis of yours. You can hardly fill my truck with gas. And then just like...
I bet you couldn't go to Costco right now and buy me a whole shelf of shit. I bet you couldn't.
Yeah.
And then I bet you couldn't unload it and put it away.
I hate to say this, but man, if you're a woman, an attractive woman, let's just say that, and your morals aren't that rigid, there are so many weird ways to make a living on the internet exploiting that fact without having to literally whore yourself out. You don't have to fuck anybody or touch anybody. There are like 30 different ways that you can extract thank you, money from men. Like I see women selling their panties online. That's a thing. Like they'll post pictures of them wearing a pair of panties, and then they'll mail them to you for $10, $20, $50. And these guys are paying, and then they'll post pictures of them like coming on the panties for the girl. Like, look, I did good. Your panties turned me on so much. And she's like, yeah, that's real great. And she like counts those 20s. Then the financial domination is one, of course. And like the baby doll sort of relationship that exists. I think we're all familiar with like sugar daddies.
The baby doll?
Yeah, I'm getting it. So we're all familiar with sugar daddies and that sort of relationship. An older man who is helping a young lady out financially in exchange for like hookups and sex and being his girlfriend or his date. It seems like in the 21st century, that has evolved into a situation where there's no more sex. The sex has now been removed from that whole scenario, and there are I keep seeing
what a
examples.
Terrible deal.
I know these men
that desperate though.
And I've seen them questioned on it. They're like, does he touch you? She's like, no. And he put his hand on my back as he escorted me into the party that he was throwing. Does he see you naked? Well, no, I don't change in front of him. Do you get in like sexy lingerie and while he masturbates? Oh, absolutely not. I've never seen him naked either. Do you make out with him really passionately? Oh, no. We kiss on the cheek and stuff. Daddy just takes me out and takes care of my bills. And I was just like mind blown. Like,
was she really hot?
Different perspective. I actually dated dominatrix for a while, so I've seen a lot of stuff. We can talk about whole show. But she tells me there's a couple things that are very funny about the whole fetish world, the latex scene. I can tell you a lot of stuff. I got fans watching, so I got to be careful.
They're not here.
The paint stuff.
Latex stuff. It's usually rubber, or it's rubber. The rubber outfits that they have to put on. You put on powder first, and you have to peel it on yourself, and then you lube it up.
There's like a liquid latex.
Yeah, liquid latex too. You can get, and but it's really expensive and a pain in the butt to take off.
Sure,
no pun intended. But there are guys like the dominatrix that I was hanging out with. She's never had sex with any of her customers, and it would just be different fetishes. And there'd be all rich dudes. Like these aren't guys like they're living in their mom's basement. Like these are CEOs of banks, and they have their own fundraisers, and they live in $3 million mansions, and they marry trophy wives who don't want to do anything. And it's like they come there just to clean her house, to be put in a diaper, to be spanked, to be degraded. And then there's a really nasty stuff where they come to get beaten, like till they're blue and black and blue, and like I can't even look at some of the pictures. And there's no sex involved.
Yeah. So, See now, I understand like a good firm spanking until like someone's ass is like glowing red even, like, but that's as far as I would ever. I don't want to hit your butt so hard it's bruised. I don't want to like literally beat your ass. I don't want to bruise your butt. I don't want to hit you with like a flog or a cane. Maybe a flog, but not a cane.
Yeah, you don't want to give someone a solid caning.
Well, let me get out my cat's nine
Is it even
tails.
a fetish? If your fetish is to go to some woman's house, dress up like some superhero asshole, and then get beat the shit out of you, and give her a bunch of money, and you don't have sex, is that even like a sexual fetish at that point, or is it just like, did they get off by not having sex? Like they get off by being treated like shit?
They get off by the act.
I think they're getting back home and they're stroking one off while
that happens while they're doing it.
Unless
the mistress says you're not allowed to.
Okay. I didn't want to be so presumptive with your former girlfriend.
But
it struck them to pleasure themselves as she beat the fuck out of them.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's scary, man. I did a lot, and let me put it this way. She was making a high six figures. Yeah. And she's working she only works like a few hours a day. And these guys
it's not really work, is it?
Where are the high six figures? People. Are the high six figures just under 7 figures?
It's about about that. She was making $500,000, a little bit over $500,000.
Wow.
And she was making, each client would pay like $1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good for her.
Well, because, I mean, we were looking the other day. You can go to Backpage.com, right? And it's like Craigslist, but a little more hardcore. And they've got dominatrixes and all kinds of fetish stuff on there. And you can see what the rates are for like a girl who you would say is like a 6 out of 10, especially for like the scary part of the internet. She's charging like $250 an hour. I'm sure Wolf has a very nice lady attached to his arm. So yeah, it just makes sense that she would be getting paid $1,000 an hour to beat the shit out of someone. I think I would be like, you got 8 minutes?
Yeah, right.
I'm running a little low here. Can I write you a personal check?
Yeah,
is that
it's
okay?
like I could save $6,000
Don't cash this till Monday now.
By starting it, in the parking lot before I get here.
Here's the crazy thing. Hold on. She would double dip, as in, while she was doing this stuff, she'd make certain customers wear a mask, and she'd live stream it for paying customers. So while she's getting paid from him $1,000, these guys are paying on the internet to watch for however amounts of sums of money at the same time.
She's quite the entrepreneur.
It makes me wonder if Wolf has ever worn a mask and been a performer on one of these live streams.
No, but I've worn a mask at certain events.
Oh, I see. Very nice. That's great.
Well, you know what my thing is? I think is try anything twice in case you didn't like it the first time. Life is short, man. There's a lot of guys walking around with very closed minds. Oh, I'm scared of that. Oh, that looks naughty. I don't. Listen, if you don't experience stuff, you're not living, man. There's a lot of guys who walk around who are very happy with average, and that's like, you live once, man. Just do it all. Just have fun. The only thing I don't do with other guys I'm strictly nah. But I've had some fun in my times, and it's like it's funny because when I